The rain came down in thin, slanting sheets. It draped the mountains in a gray veil. A man pulled his jacket tighter, but the cold still found its way in, right through the collar. He hadn't expected this. A little rain, sure, maybe a quick shower, but this was persistent, relentless. The kind of rain that doesn't try to impress you. It just stays. It keeps coming. It sucks the warmth right out of the air. He rubbed his hands together. They were cold. He breathed out. A puff of white appeared. He muttered to himself, out loud. It was that damp, bone-chilling kind of cold. The kind that makes you question your life choices, and your jacket, and your decision to sleep outdoors, especially when there are perfectly good hotels nearby. He thought about his job back in the city. The fluorescent lights, the endless emails, the meetings that could have been an email. This was better. Even cold and wet, this was better. At least the rain didn't send him passive-aggressive messages. The rain was honest. It just fell. No agenda, no quarterly reports. He appreciated that. He had brought a new portable fridge for this trip. The plan was simple. Cold drinks, hot weather, classic combo. But the weather had other plans. He didn't even turn the cooling function on. Why would he? The air was already cold enough. He looked at the fridge. It sat there, useless. A symbol of his overconfidence. Now it was just an expensive box. Unfortunately, that was colder than his fridge at home. But he still decided to make coffee. In weather like this, hot coffee is not a luxury. It's survival. He pulled out the beans. He ground them. He boiled water. He poured it slowly through the filter. The rich aroma filled the small tent. It was a sharp contrast to the wet dirt smell outside. He breathed in the coffee smell. It reminded him of mornings back home. Just him and the coffee. Simple, pure. But he also knew that this moment was better. He wasn't rushing. He wasn't checking his phone. He was just there. He wrapped his hands around the warm cup. He took a big sip. Warmth spread through his whole body. It was a shock. A good shock. The coffee didn't just warm him up. It cleared his head. He looked outside at the rain-soaked green. The whole world seemed to slow down. This one tasted like victory. Or maybe just like a lack of regret. He started thinking about the weather forecast. Partly cloudy, small chance of rain. Those words had been a lie. Now he was paying the price. The rain didn't care about forecasts. The rain did what it wanted. By evening, the rain was still falling. He decided to fight back. With fire and fermented cabbage. He pulled out his ingredients. The bright red kimchi glowed in the dim light. He remembered a tip he'd heard somewhere. Boil some ingredients separately first, then add them to the main pot. He threw everything into the pot. Soon, the pot started to bubble. A sour, spicy, savory smell filled the tent. It was a slow process, almost like meditation. In the wilderness, especially in weather like this, a hot meal is not just food. It's an achievement. It's a statement. It says, I am still here. I am still functional. I have not been defeated. After what felt like forever, he decided it was ready. He scooped some into a bowl. A bead of sweat appeared on his forehead. He let out a satisfied sound. This was incredible. He took another bite. He closed his eyes. He was happy. After the stew, his body finally felt warm again. And right on cue, the rain stopped. The clouds broke apart. The sun appeared.
진짜 더운데.
The change was almost comical. But he didn't mind. In fact, he loved it. A gentle breeze came down from the hills. It cooled his skin just enough. He almost lay down right there. On the grass. He sat on a rock. He looked at the valley below. The rain had washed everything clean. It's like the weather has a sense of humor. Night fell. The mountains disappeared into darkness. He turned on his camp light. Big mistake. Within seconds, bugs swarmed around it. He turned everything off. Total darkness. Then nature decided to play another trick. The wind picked up. Then the rain came. Big drops, loud and heavy. Classic mistake. The rain was blowing straight into his tent. He scrambled to put the tarp back up, but the damage was done. But then, as suddenly as it started, the wind died down. The rain softened. He changed into dry clothes. He crawled into his sleeping bag. He was drifting off when he felt movement. His dog was stirring next to him.
밥그릇이야? 밥 먹을까?
He told the dog, "I already ate dinner. You're going to have to wait." Then he reached into a corner of the tent. He pulled out a box, a cake box. He said, "I bought a cake for something special." A few days earlier, his channel had hit 100,000 subscribers. He said, when he saw that number, he couldn't help it. He screamed out loud. He thanked every single subscriber. Their support kept him going. He even thanked the ones who watched without subscribing. He decided to have a Christmas party right there. He opened the box. The cake was adorable.
진짜 귀여워요, 이렇게.
He promised to keep making calming content. He cut a small piece. He fed a bite to his dog. He saw a tiny shrimp decoration. He carefully picked it off. He gave it to the dog too. But then he realized something. After the sweet cake, he wanted something spicy. Later that night, he pulled out his remaining alcohol. He made a simple side dish. He ate it like it was gourmet.
보기에는 이래 보여도 진짜 맛있어요.
Finally, he looked at the camera one more time. He said good night. Then he slipped into his sleeping bag. He fell asleep. The next morning, he slept in, 8 o'clock. The weather outside was putting on another show. Rain, then clear skies, then clouds, then rain again, on and off. He had to pack up today. He had to leave. Rain or shine, a man's gotta eat. He decided to use the leftover rice from yesterday. He would make triangular fried rice balls. He opened a can of tuna. He mixed it with the rice. He shaped them into tight triangles. Then he put them in a pan. He fried them until both sides were golden and crispy. He ate them standing up. He watched the sky. After he ate, he checked the time. 3 in the afternoon. Post-meal sleepiness hit him hard. He wanted to lie down, but he knew he couldn't. No time. He had to pack. He started moving. Efficiently, a little reluctantly. He was almost done when the sky decided to have one last laugh. A massive downpour, heavier than all the previous ones. He stood in the rain. He didn't know whether to laugh or cry. Then, as quickly as it came, it stopped. The sky cleared again. He looked at his wet gear. He looked at the fresh, clean world around him. He laughed. He thought about the whole trip. It had been a constant battle with rain. But he didn't complain. Not really. He had enjoyed it. He looked at the camera. He smiled. He said goodbye. Then he turned. Tired but full. He drove home. And he had a story to tell. Now, if you've made it this far, congratulations. If you enjoyed this little adventure, he would be genuinely grateful. But that's the fun part. He doesn't know which way the wind will blow. But he knows one thing. He'll keep showing up. He'll keep cooking. And he'll keep making videos. Hit that like button if you want to see more food, more storms, and more questionable decisions. But he can promise good food, and at least one "why did I do that" moment. It's about the stories, the storms, the food, and the friendships. So thank you for watching, thank you for staying. And as always, keep your tarp close, and your coffee closer. See you next time.